Oh my gosh, y'all. Woo, the amount of heat that's on this week. I super apologize for everyone's pocket the books. Uh, the thing that might not be on your radar but should be, because I'm pretty sure they're already pre-sold out at distribution, is your opportunity to get the hottest thing ever in graphic novel form, Dungeon Crawler Carl. Get your heart like boxer briefs out and your toe rings on. This is going to be a wild ride, and we have our very first absolute Green Arrow. Everyone's been waiting on it for a long time, and other awesome developments in comic books. Come join us back here in just a second. Got it, Corey. I'm in my Garth Helgar cosplay today, otherwise known as every day I wear my black glasses. I did not know when I ordered my meta glasses that it was going to look so much like him, but I will take it. I'll just have to be super awkward. Let's see. Okay. Like an action star. Today's been super fun, y'all. We got in our Dungeon Crawler Carl stuff like 2 weeks ago, and I had to so I came into work and they had opened up the boxes the night before and had them on the stairs leading up to the warehouse. And I'm like, if anyone could even see a sliver of that thing, someone's going to open that box and run away with that book. So I had to immediately take them upstairs to avoid, graphic novel gate or whatever it would become if someone got their book early. I can't even imagine what would happen because people get so fussy about such things if there's accidents made. So I hope everyone has both read their volume 8 or whatever came out as a novel and listened to the audiobook for it and is ready for this. And did you see Vault just announced a bunch of reprints of the Zorro for Dungeon Crawler Carl, with the kind of the Batman homage, absolute Batman homage covers. I posted up to our social media, but look around, make your orders in as soon as you can to make sure you get whatever you want. There's foil covers of it, black and white covers of it, the regular reprint of it. It's going to be so cool. I know I had big regrets about not being able to get one of those, and it's nice that they're making it so you can. So happy. All right, let's get down to the books that are releasing this week and stop talking about books that you can't get. So what's first? I was told that I'd be fired if I didn't start the books. Oh, you're saying that our good friend Kyle said he can no longer talk to you as another human being if you have not read them. I'm in the same boat, honestly. See, here's the thing. I got an advanced copy of Dirty 20, which is also an RPG kind of linked book series from somebody at Disney who came and visited the store 10 years ago and was impacted and sent me a sweet advanced copy. So I'm plowing through that book. So I got to do that first before I get to Dungeon Crawler Carl, but it is on my list. So I cheated now, I guess, and read half of this graphic novel version of it. So I know now what everyone's kind of talking about. I know who Princess Donut is, but I cannot tell you her full name because it's really, really long. All you need to know about this is that we meet Carl when he is just broken up with his girlfriend, so fresh, in fact, that she's not in town, but he is still saddled with her cat. So he's taking care of the cat, and then something crazy happens, and the world ends, essentially. And looks like aliens have come back to our Earth, which they have seeded long ago. Think Ancient Aliens, if you love those shows. And he finds himself kind of like being part of a group of dungeon crawlers that are trying to make it down to some level in order to maybe save whatever, describe it as something weird like genetic material or something. Biological material. You might have your material back. But anyway, it looks like it's just going to be a fun, super D&D romp in which everything that's being presented, they say it's like a game. It feels more like, do you guys remember my favorite book from Tony Fleece? I forgot his name. Somebody, Champion of Earth. Dadgummit, where he's like literally trying to poop because he took a dare and drank a bunch of glue. And then when the aliens come, they're looking for like a champion to choose to fight them, and looking for somebody that has the most focus. And he is the most, yes, thank you, Jeff Steinberg. He is the most focused on pooping, so he becomes our champion, even though he can't even hold down a job at the video game store, or video store, where his ex-girlfriend is the boss. By the way, you should totally get Jeff Steinberg, Champion of Earth, if you ever want it. But it has that kind of like feelings, right? Carl doesn't seem like he's 100% smart guy, but he's just kind of like fumbling his way through this adventure. It's heck of fun. And Princess Donut pretty quickly becomes a key character in this whole thing. So I do highly recommend it. I can't remember if both of the different covers for this already sold out at distribution, but surely I know that one of them for sure is. They have two different ones. I think this is the specialty market one. So this is the one you can get at comic stores. That's, to me, the more neon-y fun one. And they're not very expensive, so it's a good grab up. It'll take less time to read this than a novel, but then you have to consume all the rest of it too. This is the whole first book. All right, I think so, because the very end of the book says, end volume 1. And it says Carl and Donut will return. Dun, dun, dun! So yeah, it's huge. It's like that. So this is my hardest possible pitch for something that it'll help you understand. It's like not seeing Star Wars, and then every single show you watch is Star Wars referential. Like, how do you watch Family Guy or King of the Hill or any of those things without understanding Star Wars? Anyway, super awesome, great art, super fun, and it's got the original team. And by the way, this weekend is it this weekend? Nope, next weekend, whatever Memorial Day weekend is, at Comic Palooza, we've got Dinneman and the guy who does the audiobook. So it's gonna be chaos there. I can't even imagine what it's like. This is the way I envision it. Everyone's gonna be in that line, and nobody else is gonna be doing anything else. It'll just be that. It'll just be people waiting to buy Dungeon Crawler Carl, get autographs from the guys. That'll be it. Wow, 70-person waiting list. By the way, if you need the novels, I have them. I totally have the novels. If you want them, you can buy them like normal. And most comic book stores that you're going to go to will also, or that they can get them for you fairly easy. So if you go to your local comic shop and just say, can you order the novel for me? They certainly can. They certainly can, because it's Penguin Random House. They just order them just like they would their regular Marvel. Oh, sorry. Penguin Random House, yeah, Marvel or Image. And then you can totally get them that way. Oh, you got to skip Comic Palooza. That's all right. You can come hang out with us. We'll just pretend Comic Palooza here. All right. Babylon Cove, man. This is hecka dark. In the grand line of books that bring the main character back home, despite the fact that they don't really want to go there, this is what's happening to this nice girl here. It is fraught with all kinds of, like, she has huge history in her hometown. It looks like she used to be kind of like the popular girl until one of the girl came by and stole her dude. So there was drama that we haven't 100% seen in this book because it's inferred but not told exactly what happened. But she's been blamed for whatever this big event is. She gets drawn back into her own town when her father passes. She's been separated from any kind of relationship with her mom for a long time, so that's all awkward. And as soon as she gets into town, of course, she stops at the local food mart where somebody she knows from her class works. And it gets weirder and weirder and weirder. While she's there, some old guy who she also knows who he is in town has some kind of weird, like strokey kind of thing, but has like stuff come out his nose. It's all kind of, you can guess with a name like Babylon Cove what might be also going on behind the scenes. So just think awkward reunion with people you had not great history with in high school, married with like there is some super weird mystical stuff going on to the people in the town. So great spook. Thanks, Matt K, for bringing us continued awesomeness. Awesome stuff. All right, so you guys probably already know this about Pooh Bear Adventures. It's by Matt Cole, who brought us the awesome Global books. If you live anywhere near Henderson, Texas, GlobalCon comes up in early June. We're a major sponsor there. But because Pooh is kind of like there's no rights to it anymore. It's open rights to make whatever you want in the universe, clearly, because Pooh Blood and Honey came out. But this is super sweet, all ages, just fun stories in the universe. Each book is its own story, so you don't have to have any of the other stories in order to enjoy any of them. This one is Piglet's Very Bad Day, in which Rabbit and Pooh some get into their head that they're going to play a trick on Kanga. And this has like a good explanation at the end for why, like what is friendship, relationship more important than plans, I guess is what the point is. But really sweet art. It's all exactly the art that's here on the front by Tessa. I'm going to forget her last name. But very sweet art just like this inside also. Everyone's talking about their budgets. Keep your budgets, man. We know that gas costs a lot of money right now. So just do what you can. It's not a big deal. Just stay in communication with your local comic shop. If you got to pull back from the amount of titles that you're doing right now, just let them know. It helps them out because they'll just start pulling back from what they order for you for a little while. And then you just tell them when you want to add it back. It's so much better than just letting them continue to order it for you and have it pile up in your box and make you feel really terrible that you haven't picked it up. They just want to know how they can help you out because you guys have been helping each other out with comic books for a long time. Don't just disappear on them, okay? All right, done with Pooh Bear. Communication is absolutely key. Zorro! This is from our friends at Alien Books who took over the Valiant universe in the past, but they also have these other books that they've been doing. This is Howard Chaykin doing a cool Zorro tale. And it's just a regular Zorro tale like you would be normally reading. And this one, the main bad is McCool, which sounds like a made-up name, but it is not. It is a regular bad guy for this guy. He is creating problems for pretty much the whole town. This feels very much of its era, very much in the storytelling style. So if you like, I feel like we've had a bunch of really awesome old school books being picked up by creators and being made now. McCool and his right-hand man, McLovin. No! I know, when I read the name, I was like, they just made this up. There's no way this is right. I had to chant it to myself. It can't be 100% right. So you get to see Zorro do his normal Zorro-ness. You get to also see his lady love, although not really Lady Love in this, just kind of like also part of the storyline. It's a cool book. All right, this is 100% crazy town in a good way. So this is completely tied to the Ultimate Universe, and you're kind of wondering how they're going to like move on from the Ultimate storylines and still maybe keep the characters in play. In the end of the Ultimate storyline, Miles has stolen the origin boxes. Do you guys remember those? That's how the maker was making his own versions. So he has stolen them and brought them back to Universe 616 from 6160 numbers. It is another excuse to intro new characters. It's the best. You got to have a reason to introduce new characters, right? It's not like red shirts where you're just going to kill them right away. So this one is a little bit him trying to keep them safe. All of these origin boxes and trying to have a real life. And there is an appearance by the Spot. If you remember the Spot from the second movie, he makes little like open voids so he can jump from spot to spot, which is pretty funny. And he is the one that's after this. And it kind of spoils it a little bit, but there is this whole aspect that Bar-Lord's talking about where if you have origin boxes, which can create new heroes out of people who are previously just normal people, and they're in play in another universe, you can be guaranteed that somebody's going to get a hold of them and use them, right? So this is why you're reading this to find out what happens next. It explains Midnight. DJ. Okay. This one is jumping right back in where the Torment storyline ended. So the things you need to know are actually really well explained at the beginning of the book. That while Pete was like thrust out into space in a way, Ben Reilly took over for him as Spider-Man, but did a really bad job relationally with everybody in his life. So he did a great job as Spider-Man, but not as Pete. So this is Peter trying to reconnect with his friends. And amongst them is a character that I don't know that anybody has ever seen before. He calls him one of his best friends, but I don't know who this guy is. So maybe you guys will recognize him. I'm almost kind of wondering if something bizarre hasn't happened in between. And this fellow who previously didn't have anything he could do power-wise, all of a sudden can do something pretty scary. Let me see. How can I give this to you guys in a way that's not going to be spoilery about it? There was an amazing, fun guy. Yeah, he is a fun guy. Do you guys remember there was a whole episode of the X-Files where Mulder and Scully go out into the forest and they find this like underground kind of cavern full of mushrooms? And you find out in the episode that they, like, a lot of the stuff they're seeing isn't real. They're just still stuck in this cavern underground, and the fungus spores are getting into their brain and making them believe whatever just so it can keep them there, probably to just like eat them away and make more fungus out of them. That's kind of the way this feels, but with a more purposeful point. So I also have a theory about X-Files that all of the stuff that they've had happen since, they could, because there's some stuff that just like is messed up about X-Files, they could just totally jump back to that episode and say they are still, even though they thought they got out of that, they're still in there, and just have them wake up in there and then move on from there. This is me telling, Chris, here you go. You can just take my idea and go with it. You have an endpoint you can use. So anyway, sorry, I forgot to say, whole new character. If you want to get a first appearance, it is a first spore. Rocketfellers. So there has been kind of, I hear people talking about Rocketfellers and Hornsby and Halo, that end of the universe, as being kind of like the part of Ghost Machine that they haven't really gotten into, because it does feel like a much more light end of the universe, as opposed to like the heaviness of things like Geiger and Red Coat and those kinds of things. But I will tell you, don't get caught short, because I know just enough to tell you that Jeff Johns is like really gonna explode your head when we get to, there's a next Zero, I think. Next Zero is going to be Hornsby and Halo, and then there's going to be the Trillionaire Kid, I think is what it's called. They're putting it all together into these, they're going to eventually have it be this title, this Unbelievables. But the cool thing about this Rocketfellers number 0 is it goes back really and kind of tells you about their origins. If you missed that number 1 and what happened to the grandma, or at least what they think happened to the grandma, and how hard the beginnings of them arriving in the 21st century were, despite the fact they're from the 25th century, I think. And they have some technology and stuff. It's just really tough for them to fit in, buy cars and that kind of stuff when they don't know what things are supposed to cost or how to use them. They don't understand what gas is, for example. It's just imagine like super advanced family, very science minded. They have a robot dog, which is really cool. But this is a little bit about them trying to work through the sadness of losing the grandma who kind of gave her life so that they could escape from where they're from. But the neat thing really is at the very end of the book, it actually, for the first time that I can remember, lays out, they have like a USA map, lays out where not only the Rockefeller stuff is coming from, and we know where Hornsby and Halo is, but there's all these things we haven't seen yet. Some things have been like the Mad Ghost, I think we haven't seen at all, but it's on the map. And then there's something new named things that we haven't heard of at all. It's the first time I think we've ever seen them, even if I haven't seen their names in the like that source book they've been putting out. I haven't seen them there. So jump in if you have any inkling that you want to know what everything is going on in Ghost Machine. It all connects eventually. Of the Earth, man, this is so scary. This one's neat because Chris Condon does this neat thing where he has a whole double-page spread of text at the beginning, which kind of explains the lore of behind the scary thing that's in this book. So it is horror, but it talks about the Wildcat. Wildcat? Speaking of Condon, there you go. The Wildcatters, is that right? So I'm going to get the name of it, of the actual thing. Evil Dead homage was a must. I did not see that one. Maybe it's in my box somewhere. It's Wildcatters. So there's a Wildcatter myth, according to this book. In like all good, really good comic books and books, whether there's actually a myth doesn't matter. It only matters that we believe it for this universe. So it tells kind of like where the lore of the Wildcatter came from. And so it kind of like gives you that history, and then it jumps into the story. So this isn't one of those, the idea is that it comes from people drilling down into the ground. It's not like a company or anything, just drilling for oil, just doing their backyard oil rig, whatever. And what they believe, there's something that comes out of it. something that comes out of it. And it's all kind of, we don't ever see it. They kind of describe it as kind of like what you would expect from coming out of the ground. What that gives you oil is oily and slushy. So it's terrifying because you don't see it. But this is really cool. Ghost Machines, Who's Who has not hit on the unbelievables yet. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. And go back and look. Odin. Oh, I've been waiting for this for a while. We got the ash can for this while at Comics Pro, so I did get to read kind of an advanced copy-ish of this book. It is about a woman who is like a reporter, one of those ones that goes fully immersive, so that they can kind of like they go and live with the people they're trying to investigate and that kind of stuff. In this case, she's been hanging out around these like heavy metal gothy guys that seem almost kind of like skinheads, but they're not. But they really believe that they are tied like genetically all the way back to like Vikings, and therefore they are determined to go out into the woods. They think there's like this star conjunction that's happening that will allow them to she thinks at first they're going to summon a demon or something, but they're like, nope, we're going to summon a god. We're going to summon Odin himself. But when they get out there, things are real dark. Wait till you see what happens. Just, this is a lot of body horror. Just prepare yourself for it. This is Tanya's group doing real good horror. I don't know where it's going from here, but that first issue is real dark. All right, 7 Wives. Now, there is a documentary that is currently on, I'm going to say Netflix because Netflix runs most of the documentaries, but it is called Stay Sweet, I think. And it is about a specific family from, I think they're Latter-day Saints. I think they're very specific from that segment of now I'm going to forget the main group. Anyway, so if you watch that documentary, this book will make a lot of sense, a lot more sense, and be more impactful because you can kind of see in that one, it's about Mormon. Thank you. That one is about a woman who, her and her husband move into this community, and their purpose is just to kind of like go and befriend everybody and just be part of it. But what they find when they're there is that there's some kind of like not great things going on, and the Stay Sweet is part of it, and that's actually mentioned in this book. So this one is literally about the head of his family getting killed. You don't see who does the killing, but the book is from the point of view of the people that come out and do the detective work about it. And it's very interesting because they're very closed, tight-lipped, very closed mouth. They don't want to share anything they don't want to say anything bad about their husband. The police are very understanding about it and say they're like, you're the one legal wife of this guy, and just don't tell us about anybody else as being wives. Just call them your sisters. But because they just want to get to the bottom of the murder. They just don't, I don't think it's important to them to worry about messing around with what they believe. So this one is got a real good twist at the end, but it's interesting to see how they, like who will talk, what their roles are in the family and all that kind of stuff. It does fit in the IDW crime thing. So not crime noir, but kind of true crime-ish, given that they just got through doing a documentary kind of like in this world. So, all right, I know what you're thinking to yourself. Why in the world did Miss Jen read number 51 of Batman Superman World's Finest? I will tell you one reason. SR 71s. I'll have to explain it. I'll have to explain it now. This is Batman and Superman ending up Savage Land Superman, pretty much that. They end up being sucked into this other place, dimension, whatever. They find out, they're kind of trying to follow this man who originally disappeared into wherever this is. Time, space, whatever. Because it is dinosaurs, but there's other things that are not dinosaur-like here. And he had been flying as like a test kind of pilot. He was flying an SR-71 Blackbird. And time works differently over in this dimension. So he disappeared, I don't know how long ago, but now he like looks like he's been there for all of his life. So they have connection with him. And then what they're also looking for is that there's somebody else that arrived, I think, later. But it appears they've been there longer, which is real weird and backwards. But that is the brand new character that you get to see on the very end. I know you might have seen like his name being batted around in social media. But, I mean, if you're a fan of dinosaur kind of stuff, then you're going to love this. And I think there's something crazy that happens to Superman's powers. Don't miss it. Why would Superman need a weapon? Because something happens to his powers. Corey, you just asked a question before my answer came out there. That's the reason. Okay, Absolute Flash. This series continues to be super awesome. Okay. Same reason God would need to start it. All right. This book finds Wally trying to figure out, because remember, he's already seen this like no place, or wherever it's called, that he believes that his dad is, and some other characters. They had a big battle with I think her name is Enolatron. She's got an interesting E first name. What color sun is it? I don't know if that's the reason. Unknown. That's good. I have to go look at that and see if that's what's up. But the coolest thing about this issue is that somebody comes and talks to him very specifically and says these things. Because at the very beginning of the book, there's like this weird, crazy, scary monster that he has to fight. So, and then you have like it skips back to this kind of like interaction that happens, in which the person that shows up to talk to him says, no matter what, do not try to go and get to your dad in this place. Your dad doesn't want it to happen. This is the future things that are going to happen if you do. You probably aren't going to listen to me, but you should, because these are the future things that are going to happen if you do. So really cool twists in this one all the time. Ooh, you can kind of see the creature a little bit down there at the very bottom, upside down. Black, inky, dark, dark, dark. Think about what could be dark. Good stuff. And what everyone's been waiting for, Green Arrow. All right, so I'm sure that you guys remember in Absolute Evil, the book in which they introduced the evil Justice League group, that Oliver was killed, right? So what in the world is this book about if the guy who is the Green Arrow has been killed? I will answer you. So this book is mostly about another entire character who this is, what is her actual name? Sorry, it's not a spoiler because she's the main character of the book. She is actually, acting as a bodyguard because she needs to make money. What is her name? Sorry, my brain did so good today, but then it didn't do anymore. Ooh, and it's actually called The Longbow Killer, which is nice. Of course, it's not going to have it in any page I'm going to look in. I'm glad we have lots of it. Dinah Lance, otherwise known as Black Canary. Dinah Lance. I just couldn't remember her last name. Dinah Lance. So she's just been kind of like fired from her job, where she did a real good job of doing her job as a, protector of her ward, who in this case is just like a super rich, famous person. But where she finds herself is that she's taking these jobs because her dad is needing treatment. I don't know if they actually say what the treatment's for. And the insurance is only covering half of it. So she has to kind of like make up. She'll take whatever job just to be able to do that. But then also you find out in this issue, she does have a past connection to Oliver. So that's kind of important because there was a company that was made that is way different than any universe. Like the lore in this book doesn't have any real connection to the way the original Green Arrow was or the characters were. So it's really neat that they're delving into giving him a new, like he had a business partner and they had a falling out. But what starts this all up, other than, he's dead, is that one of his other ex-partner is murdered. But he's been murdered by two green arrows through the eyes, which is the symbol of their company. So this is really about her needing to go and figure out who is this character that's showing up. And it looks like he's kind of like doing away with all of the other people that had anything to do with his company, like the rich people. So my guess is, because it was pitched to me as being kind of like trying to solve the murder of Oliver Queen. And I think that's really what we're going to get out of it. But this is such a great start. So really great. I am certain that you already have it added to your pull box, but if you don't, it's probably a good idea to do that lickety split, because the kind of like the buzz about it is that it is really terrific, and it really is terrific. So you might want to make sure it's part of your stuff so you don't miss out on the early issues here. Preview pages, yeah, hardcore. Not for the kids. All right, I also have a bunch of graphic novels to show you guys that are coming out this week. Ugh. Well, I'm just dropping stuff. I have Circus Maximus. This is out of, who did this one? Oh, this is Mad Cave. No, guys. I'm going to tell you guys, I had a real big thrill today. I actually got an email from Scott Snyder. So I got to write him back basically a love letter telling him how much I appreciate his hard work in building this universe. That I understand the entire team has worked really hard because they're up for a few Eisners, which I hope that they take home. But he was really kind of like sending an email to be like, thank you so much, retailer, for all the stuff that you do and have made it successful, but also consider my coworkers that have been doing such a hard job on this book. So I really appreciated the email, but I got to tell him what the impact of the book series has been for the entire universe. Is like we've seen so many people, new readers that have never read comic books ever before, come into the store, buy a few, come back in, buy the whole series, come back in, buy all of Absolute Wonder Woman, come back in, buy all of Absolute Superman, get through all of the Absolute stuff, then they start buying, usually they head up next to the regular Batman series by Fraction. Then they start hitting all of the Bat Kids. They do Nightwing and anything they get their hands on that is like Arsenal or any of those kind of things. And then they start hitting the independents. And so it's not like they're just stopping there. They're not being like, oh, I'm just going to read DC and that's all. It really has impacted the readership of pretty much every single book. I don't know that it's like really drawn a bunch of people to Marvel as much. Although I still love Marvel and I still tell everybody about every Marvel book I can. I just don't see it, those people that have come in for Absolute going to those next. I'm hoping that with Midnight, the new series they're going to put out that's going to go through all the titles, I'm hoping for that to be successful for Marvel also. But it is true. It's rising tide lifts all ships in this case. So just very thankful to have that email and be able to tell him how much it means to us. And I said, please don't stop. Like, there's no reason to stop. I am not too proud to beg. Please don't stop. Just keep going. There's no reason in the universe. Just keep going. Keep going until there's no more stories to tell. There'll always be stories to tell. So it was me making a play for always having Absolute everything. Also, this week is Justice League Cheetah and Cheshire. Rob the Watchtower. Super fun romp. Marvel Zombies. This is the Death Story issue. It's an explicit content book. Also, Doc Aphra Chaos Agent. My friends that love Doc Aphra. The Dungeon Crawler Carl goodies. There is Spider-Man 94, The Return. I think this must be new this week. There's lots of little golden books that come out that I love, but this one is TMNT. I am Donatello, which I'm not. I'm clearly Leo because I am no fun whatsoever. Ferocious. This is a Mad Cave, another super good horror book. Also from Mad Cave and Pete Milligan is Liquidator. There is a new compact comic out this week, Gotham Central. Oh, all the Next Level stuff? Yes. And there's Next Level out this week, too. I didn't get to read them for review, but you do get Batwoman and Lobo this week. A good chance to get a new Stitch. This is the new series out of Dynamite finishing up here. Okay, these next two books are ones that I ordered, and I just thought that the idea behind them is so very sweet. Okay. Oh, man, this doesn't have the actual synopsis in it. No! Okay, this area is one. Okay, so consider this one. This one is called The Jellyfish. I'm going to read you about kind of what this is, because this is like something you may not find at your LCS, but you should have them order for you. Okay. It says Odette is a 20-something-year-old with their own place, a steady job at a local bookstore, an adorable pet rabbit, and a budding crush on one of their customers. But Odette is haunted by something only they can see, a jellyfish that's floating in their eye, blocking their vision. It's a seemingly minor annoyance until the jellyfish starts multiplying. It just seems like a slice of life book with like a really crazy twist. And then this one. So this is The Search for Sadiqa. Look at that cover art. Isn't that really beautiful? Okay, so this says, imagine 1921. The tragedy of the Black Wall Street massacre forces 13-year-old Sadiqa to flee. With a tattered map and 2 unlikely companions, she heads west on a perilous journey to find her ancestral home and reconnect with her family. It is a vibrant blend of American history, thrilling action, and heartwarming adventure brought to life. So this is by Rosarium. So if you like some history with your blended into your graphic novels like I do, that is one for you to consider. All right, I finished early this week. I apologize. I try to leave myself lots of room to be able to read Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I didn't get to read as many like comic books, but there's a lot of other really great books out this week, including there's a new part 4, Murder Drones. There's a new number 1. I know that there's a ton of super fans for Murder Drones out there, so don't miss that one. Oh, and everyone's doing some good recommendations here. I see Gotham by Midnight and Hitman. Oh, yeah. I love that you guys recommend things for each other. That's very sweet. I just wanted to also tell you guys that after this show, I'm going to go live at the beginning of the hour and sell the things I just showed you for my local customers. And if you don't have a local comic shop, you're welcome to come shop with us, but I don't want to have you miss. We've got a new show coming on after me, after that show. It is my good friend, Tommy Donovan, who is going to give you more awesome reviews, but he has, the name of his show is, what is it?
Aggressive Positivity.
What's the first word?
Aggressive
Positivity. I like that. I have been accused of being aggressively positive, so I totally understand what he's doing. So he is an amazing retailer and a great dude. I've hung out with him a lot at Comics Pro, so don't just like tune out and go. Just like if you're having to drive somewhere, just turn it on in your car and listen to him as you go home. But don't miss that. We like having voices from all over, a bunch of different local comic shops telling you what their opinions are. You might discover something that you would not have normally got to read, because I like to read what I like to read, right? And he might have picked totally different stuff, so don't miss it. Jay, is there anything else? Am I missing something?
No, ma'am. That's the only thing I was going to hop on and say is don't forget, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, new show, Aggressive Positivity with Mad Prophet Comics.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys back here in about 10.